Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Claire Silk, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. Welcome to another episode of Style and Confidence. If you're new here, I am Claire Silk. I'm a confidence coach and a personal stylist. And this is my podcast, a space where we talk honestly about what it actually takes to show up as the woman that you know you are capable of being, even if you're not yet her, especially if you're not yet her. And if you've been here for a while, thank you so much for staying with me. So today I would like to talk about self-doubt, which I've spoken about before, but it's there in the vast majority of us, and certainly all of the women I work with, no matter how successful they are, how high up in leadership they are, how old they are, they all have that one thing in common, and so do I. Often this is not a loud, paralysing sort of fear that stops you getting out of bed. It can be much quieter and live underneath a very capable and very accomplished exterior. Perhaps you're successful on paper, you've done the work, you're qualified, you're smart, and you know your stuff. However, often there might be a moment before you send an email where you reread it 4 times and wonder if it sounds right or if it's really okay. Or maybe there's an opportunity that you talk yourself out of before you've even properly considered it, or a decision that actually you already know the answer to, but you still second guess yourself. If any of this sounds familiar, this is the self-doubt that very many ambitious women carry with them. It's particularly insidious because from the outside, nobody would ever know. In fact, people probably think that you're very confident and you look like you've got it together. You probably even do have it together most days, but on the inside, something isn't quite clicking for you. There's a gap, a dissonance, a mismatch between who you know you are on the inside and how you're showing up. This can show up as knowing who you are, the woman that you are on your best days, focused, energized, magnetic, and then the woman who hesitates. So it's this gap that I'm talking about today, and more importantly, what we can do about it. I know this gap well. I have lived this gap. I've spent years working in the fashion industry, starting out on the shop floor, moving into head offices on buying floors, and then latterly as a personal stylist. I have been surrounded by style, by image, by the external signals of confidence, and for a long time I dressed the part. I understood what clothing communicated, and I know how to help other women look the way they want to look. But when your identity changes, when you transition from something, it creates an opportunity for self-doubt to set in as you grapple with your current and new identity. I went from working on fashion buying floors to having children and taking time away from work. And then when I wanted to go back into work, I had a version of me that was in my 20s and dressed for a fashion buying floor, and then a version of me with a baby, with a toddler, with small children. And I went from never wearing jeans to always wearing jeans, from never wearing flat shoes to always wearing flat shoes. My complete image changed and my identity had changed. When I went back to work, I had my own version of that quiet self-doubt. My own voice that said, not yet. Moments of hesitation, of holding back, and of not quite stepping into a room that I really knew I belonged in. And what I discovered through my own journey and through years of coaching and working with other women is that the confidence conversation and the style conversation are not actually 2 separate things. There is a huge overlap. In fact, I would go as far as to say as they are often the same conversation. Fashion is often spoken about as being superficial, but how you dress is not superficial. It's not about vanity. It is one of the most direct ways and the fastest ways that you communicate to the world, and actually to yourself, about who you are and how you expect to be treated. When your outside does not match your inside, you feel it. It creates a friction and a low-level dissonance that quietly chips away at your confidence every day. But when you can finally align your insides with your outsides, it can really propel you forwards. Confidence is not something that you either have or you don't have. It is not a personality trait that you were born with or not. And it's not a switch that you can flick one day when you finally feel ready to be confident. Confidence is something that you build. It takes work, consistent work. And I like to build it from the inside out and also from the outside in. There is plenty of research that backs this up. How you carry yourself, how you dress, and how you present yourself to the world don't just reflect your confidence, they actually shape it too. There's a reason that you feel different in an outfit that fits beautifully and that is the right colours for you, compared to one that's all sorts of wrong colours and you grabbed it because it was there, but it no longer fits you. There's a reason that you show up differently on days when you feel put together. It's not a coincidence, it is down to psychology. And what I've built, using my Silk framework, is a way of working with both sides of this equation at the same time. The inner work on your self-belief and your identity and your confidence, and the stories you're telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of, as well as the outer work with your style, your presence, and the way that you show up in the room. Because you can't just think your way into confidence, and you can't just dress your way into it either. You have to do both together. That's when it really works, and you create lasting differences. Then you can stop second-guessing yourself and start taking up the space that you deserve. You can walk into rooms feeling like you belong there, because you've done the work to actually believe it. So today, I want you to consider how you feel. Who is the woman that you know you are? The woman that you know you're meant to be? And how are you showing up? Are you carrying yourself like her? Are you speaking like her? Are you taking the action that she would take? And are you dressing like her? Do you feel like her? Have a think. And if there's a gap, think about one thing that you can do to close that gap. It could be dressing like her every day, even on the working from home days. Perhaps you only wear a blazer or a jacket for special occasions or really formal occasions. Maybe add that to your outfit already. Perhaps you just wear leggings when you're working from home. Try wearing a pair of trousers instead, or a dress. Perhaps you don't speak up in meetings even when you know the answer. Challenge yourself with your next meeting. Say what you think and see how you feel. By taking these small actions and moving ever so slightly towards the woman that you know you're meant to be, you will start a chain reaction. And the more you do it, the more evidence you build that you are her. So before I go, let's recap. Self-doubt exists in probably all of us, and it can be quiet. The sort that lives underneath all your capability and your ambition, as well as all your hard work, and still manages to make you hesitate. And we talked about the gap between who you are and how you are showing up, how you feel on the inside, and how you are presenting yourself to the world. And this matters more than most people realise. Confidence is not something you're waiting to feel before you start. Confidence comes from action. It's something you build through the inner work and the outer work together. Your style is not separate from your confidence. It is part of it. The gap is closable. And that's exactly what this podcast and everything I do is all about. The woman that you are becoming does not need you to be ready. She just needs you to begin. And if this resonated with you, you can start closing your own gap by finding out your signature presence archetype. Download my free quiz. I'll leave the link in the show notes. And if you know you're ready to go deeper and do this work with my support, you can find out more about working with me at clairesilk.com, or just get in touch by DMing me on Instagram or emailing me. Join me next week, where I'll be talking more about closing the gap between who you are and how you show up. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review and subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly confidence building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Claire Silk, or on Instagram at Silk Style and Confidence for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.